Legacy Love, a Supernal Roots Signature Series Special. This is episode 2 of 4. Greetings, my beautiful, beloved spiritual kinfolk. And what's up, my fellow extraordinary, evolutionary revolutionaries? Okay, y'all. If you listened to episode 1, you already know we went in. We named the love you didn't choose. We talked about 3 inherited love patterns: conditional, silent, and sacrificial. And we talked about that sister who realized she had been trying to finish a childhood sentence her whole freaking adult life. And if that hit you, today is going to probably hit different. Because today, we're not just naming the pattern, we're watching it move. I'm about to show you how inherited love patterns repeat in real time. In your relationships, in your friendships, in your work, in your money, even in the way you talk to yourself when nobody's listening. Because here's the thing nobody wants to admit. Most relationship pain is not random. It's not bad luck. It's not, I just keep picking the wrong people. No, love, it's typically not that. It's patterned. It's rehearsed. It's a loop. And you know, what you've been probably calling my type might actually be your wound wearing a new outfit. Yeah, let that just sit for a second. So, here's what you're going to get today. I'm going to show you something I call the pattern loop. A simple 3-step cycle that explains why you keep ending up in the same dynamics. I'm going to walk you through real-life examples across romance, family, friendship, and work so you can spot it in your own life. I'm going to tell you about a brother who sat in my session and had the same realization that sister had in episode 1, except his loop looked completely different on the surface. And I'm going to give you a 60-second interruption practice you can use the moment you feel yourself slipping into the old script. So, please, take a breath with me. Inhale. Exhale. All right. This episode might feel exposing, just to let you know, but it's not here to shame you. It's here to free you. Ready? Let's go. Part 1, why familiar feels like love. Let's start with the truth that might rearrange some things in your mind. Your nervous system is not built to choose what's best for you. It's built to choose what feels recognizable. If I'm reading you, lovely. Let me say it again so that it sits in your spirit. Your body doesn't scan for healthy. Your body scans for what's known. So if chaos was familiar, calm can feel boring. If emotional distance was normal, closeness can feel suspicious. If love was conditional, consistency can feel fake. If you had to earn affection, receiving freely can feel uncomfortable, like something must be wrong. If you had to read moods to stay safe, peace can feel like the calm before the storm. That's why people say, I don't know why I keep attracting the same people, the same type. And the honest answer is often because your body keeps choosing the same frequency. Not because you're weak, not because you're broken, not because you're dumb or desperate or too emotional, but because you were trained. And training lives in reflex, not logic. Think about it like this. If you grew up in a house where love was loud and unpredictable, where one minute everything was great and the next minute somebody was slamming doors or giving you the silent treatment, your nervous system learned that love comes with adrenaline. So when you meet somebody calm and steady, your body doesn't say, oh, this is healthy. No. Instead, your body says, this is boring. Where's the spark? That spark, that ain't chemistry. That's recognition. That's your nervous system going, I know this one. This feels like home. Even when home was inconsistent, even when home was chaotic, even when home was somebody's mood deciding whether you got warmth or ice that day. Remember that sister from episode 1? The one who kept ending up with people who treated her like an afterthought? Her mind wanted partnership. Her subconscious and her nervous system wanted what felt like home. And home was be useful, stay quiet, don't ask for much. So every new relationship became the same house, different furniture. That's the loop. And once you see it, you can unsee it. Part 2, the pattern loop. Trigger, reflex, story. Okay, y'all, so here's the loop broken down. This is simple, but powerful. 3 steps, that's it. So please do your best to remember them. Step 1, trigger. Something happens that touches your old wound. And here's the sneaky part. It doesn't have to be big. It doesn't have to be dramatic. It doesn't have to be somebody yelling or cheating or disappearing. Sometimes the trigger is a tone of voice, a delayed text, a look somebody gave you across the table, a canceled plan, a critique that felt a little too personal, a moment of uncertainty where you didn't know where you stood. Sometimes it's just a vibe shift in the room that nobody else notices, but your body catches instantly. Because your body has been catching vibes since childhood. You were trained to read rooms before you could read books. Step 2, reflex. Your nervous system responds automatically before your higher mind even catches up. Before your grown-up brain can say, wait, let me think about this. Your body has already reacted. You chase, you freeze, you shut down, you people please, you get cold, you over-explain, you over-give, you go silent or punish, you get sarcastic to create distance, you start testing love instead of building it. You pick a fight about something small because you can't say the real thing that's bothering you. And here's the thing, These reflexes were once survival strategies. They kept you safe as a child. Shutting down kept you from getting yelled at. People-pleasing kept the peace. Being the helper made you lovable. Reading the room kept you one step ahead of somebody's bad mood. The problem is, those strategies are still running your adult relationships. They're outdated software on a new operating system, and they keep producing the same results. Step 3, story. Then your mind narrates a meaning that matches the wound. This is the part that really locks the loop in place. They don't care about me. I'm always the one who gives. I knew it. I knew it was too good to be true. I'm not lovable unless I prove myself. People always leave. I can't trust anybody. See, I told you, it always ends up like this. And the story feels so true, y'all, because you've lived it before. You've got evidence. You've got receipts. You've got a whole highlight reel of times this story played out exactly this way. But here's what I need you to hear. The story isn't a fact. It's a filter. It's a lens that was shaped by your wound. And once that lens is active, you see everything through it. You act from the wound. You speak from the wound. You pick from the wound. You settle from the wound. And then you get the same freaking results, which reinforces the same freaking belief, which strengthens the same freaking pattern. Trigger, reflex, story, repeat. And that is the loop. And y'all, it will run your entire life if you let it. Part 3, how it shows up. Real life examples. All right, now let me make this practical so you can see it in your own life. Because this loop doesn't just live in romance. It shows up everywhere. Romance. Trigger. They take longer to reply than usual. Reflex. You double text. You check their socials. You spiral. Maybe you draft a whole paragraph. Delete it. Type it again. Delete it again. Maybe you screenshot the conversation and send it to your best friend with, "What do you think this means?" Story. They're losing interest. I'm not enough. Here we go again. Result? You chase, overcompensate, or start a fight just to feel secure. And the kicker? They might have just been in a meeting, or driving, or sleeping, or dealing with their own stuff. But your subconscious, your nervous system, didn't care about any of that. Your nervous system remembered every time somebody went quiet, and it meant something bad was coming. Family. Trigger. Someone dismisses your feelings at a family gathering. Maybe it's a look. Maybe it's you're being too sensitive. maybe it's that cousin who always makes you the punchline. Reflex, you shut down, or you explode, or you immediately become the peacekeeper, smoothing things over so nobody else is uncomfortable, even though you're the one who got hit. Story. My needs don't matter. They never have. I'm always the one who has to swallow it. Result. You swallow yourself and then spend the whole drive home replaying it, resenting everybody for not noticing you were hurting, telling yourself you shouldn't have come. Friendship. Trigger. A friend only calls when they need something. You realize it's been 6 months since they asked how you're doing. Reflex. You help anyway. You pick up the phone. You listen for an hour. You give advice. You offer to help. You don't bring up your own stuff because you don't want to be a burden. Story. If I say no, I'll be alone. At least they still call. At least somebody needs me. Result. You become the unpaid therapist, the emotional ATM, the person everybody withdraws from, but nobody deposits into. Money or work. Trigger. Your boss praises you for always going the extra mile. Reflex. You beam. You feel seen. Then you take on 3 more projects nobody asked you to take because praise felt like love. And now you're chasing more of it. Story. My value is what I produce. If I slow down, they'll replace me. If I'm not the hardest worker in the room, I don't matter. Result. You overwork, undercharge, skip lunch, answer emails at midnight, and call it being responsible, while your body is screaming for rest and your spirit is running on fumes. Whew. Yes, love. So, tell me, did you see it, y'all? Y'all, did you see it? Different scenes, same script. Different people, same pattern. Different chapter of your life. Same inherited sentence trying to finish itself. And fam, this is not about beating yourself up. This is about catching the loop before it catches you. Because once you can see the pattern in real time, you can interrupt it. And that's what we're about to do. Part 4, a real life example. All right. So let me tell you about a brother I worked with. He came to me and said, Ali, I keep getting into relationships where I'm the provider, the protector, the rock, but nobody ever asks me how I'm doing. Nobody checks on me. I hold everybody down, and when I need something, the room goes quiet. Now, on the surface, that sounds like silent love from episode 1, right? But when we went deeper, it was actually a pattern loop. I asked him, "Tell me about your dad." And he said, "My father, he worked 3 jobs. He never complained. He never asked for help. He never cried. He just handled it. And everybody respected him for it. My mother used to say, 'Your daddy is a real man. He doesn't need nobody.'" So then I asked, "What did that teach you about what it means to be loved?" And he got quiet for a long time. Then he said, "It taught me that I have to carry everything alone. That if I ask for help, I'm weak. That my feelings are a liability. That my job is to provide. And if I do that well enough, that's supposed to be enough." And there it was, y'all. The inherited pattern. So, here's how the loop played out in his adult life. Trigger, his partner would ask, "Are you okay? You seem off." Reflex, he'd shut down. "I'm good. I'm straight." Every time. Story, if I show her I'm struggling, she won't respect me. She'll see me as less than. And the result? His partner felt locked out, disconnected, like she was living with a wall. She eventually stopped asking, because what's the point of asking somebody who never lets you in? And then he'd feel exactly what he feared, alone. But here's the part that changed everything for him. I said, "Brother, your father taught you strength, but he also taught you isolation. And those 2 things got packaged together in your body as the same thing. So every time you try to be strong, you also become unreachable. And being unreachable is not protecting your relationship, love. It's starving it." He sat with that for a minute. And then he said something that I'll never forget. "So I've been doing the same thing my dad did, thinking I was being a good man, and I've been pushing away every woman who ever tried to love me the way I actually needed." Yeah, that's the loop. Same pattern, different packaging. His dad carried it. He inherited it. And without intervention, he would have passed it to his kids. But he caught it. He named it. And naming it was the beginning of the interrupt. Part 5, the filter. Familiar versus safe. Now, here's a relationship filter that can save you literal years of heartache. One question. That's it. Does this feel familiar? Or does this feel safe? Write it down, tattoo it on your brain, whatever you got to do, love. Because familiar can include chemistry that's actually anxiety, intensity that's actually instability, mystery that's actually avoidance, passion that's actually inconsistency. They just keep me on my toes, which is actually my nervous system never gets to rest. Safe looks like clarity, consistency, reliability, respect, accountability, calm, And y'all, safe doesn't mean boring. I need you to hear that, love. Real loud. I need you to hear that. Loud. Safe doesn't mean there's no fire, no passion, no excitement. Safe means your body can exhale. Safe means you're not performing to be loved. Safe means you can be your full, messy, complicated, beautiful self. And nobody punishes you for it. Love that's healthy. Love that's healthy doesn't keep you in survival mode. It builds a place inside you where you can rest. And real talk, this is the deepest love decision you'll ever make. What's familiar but harmful, that's what you gotta let go of. What's new but nourishing, that's what's worth committing to. And what taught you a lesson but doesn't belong in your next chapter? Thank it and move on. That filter, familiar versus safe, is one of the most powerful tools you'll ever use. Use it on relationships, use it on friendships, use it on jobs, use it on the stories you tell yourself. If it's familiar, but it's hurting you, it's not destiny. It's a loop. And we're breaking loops today. Part 6, the interruption practice, 60 seconds. Now, here's your practice, love. You can literally do this today. The next time you feel triggered, before you send the text, before you snap, before you shut down, before you start performing, do this. Step 1, name it. Say to yourself, this is a trigger. Not destiny, not proof, not prophecy, not confirmation that your worst fear is true. A trigger. That's all. Just naming it creates a tiny gap between the stimulus and your response. And that gap, that's where your freedom lives. Step 2, slow it. Put one hand on your chest. Take one slow inhale through your nose. One slow exhale through your mouth. Tell your body, I'm here. I'm safe right now. This is not then. This is now. Because your body doesn't know the difference between a real threat and a trauma echo. Your body just knows this feeling is familiar, so I need to react. Slowing down tells your body, no, we're not in that old situation. We have options now. Step 3, choose the new response. Ask yourself, what would the healed version of me do next? Not the perfect version, not the Instagram version, the healed version, the version who doesn't beg for clarity, the version who doesn't abandon themselves to keep a connection, the version who can sit with uncertainty without spiraling. Sometimes the healed response is, I'm going to wait and see. Sometimes it's, I'm going to ask directly instead of assuming. Sometimes it's, I'm going to set a boundary. Sometimes it's, I'm going to walk away from inconsistency without giving a speech. And that last part is key. You don't need a dramatic exit. You don't need a monologue. You don't need to explain yourself to somebody who didn't earn that explanation. You need a clean standard. Name it. Slow it. Choose the new response. 60 seconds. That's all it takes to interrupt a pattern that's been running for decades. Next, I got them journal prompts, y'all. Later today, grab your journal or notes app and get honest with yourself, okay? Number 1, what is my most common trigger in relationships? Not just romantic ones, all of them. What's the thing that sets me off the fastest? A tone? A silence? A feeling of being dismissed? Number 2, what is my default reflex when I'm triggered? Do I chase? Shut down? Over-explain? People please? Get cold? Go silent? Start testing? Get sarcastic? Number 3, what story do I tell myself in that moment? What's the narrative that plays on repeat? Is it, I'm not enough? Is it, people always leave? Is it, if I show them the real me, they'll bounce? Number 4, what would the safe, healed response be instead? If the loop didn't run me, if my subconscious or nervous system wasn't driving, what would I actually do? You do this enough times, the loop breaks. Not overnight, but on purpose. Over and over. Until the new response becomes your new normal. And that's not just healing, fam. That's legacy. Because when you break a loop, everybody who comes after you benefits. Your kids, your nieces, your nephews, your friends who are watching you change and wondering if maybe they can too. Call to action. CTA time. And if you want a guided practice, you can replay whenever you feel yourself slipping back into the old loop. Grab Legacy Love, the reset. It's a short audio experience, breath work, ancestral release, and a love-forward vow built for exactly this moment. You can go to my website, iali.com/legacylove, and find it there. Or check the notes. I got it there somewhere. It's a simple find. One link, one practice, one shift. In episode 3, we're going to go deeper than deep, into self-love as a legacy practice. Not as a cute quote you post on Insta, not as a spa day, not as something you say but don't actually live, as a body practice, a subconscious mind or nervous system practice, a standards practice. Because here's the truth nobody wants to say out loud. If your body doesn't feel safe, it will keep choosing familiar pain. No matter how many affirmations you say, no matter how many vision boards you make, no matter how many books you read, if your body is still bracing, your body is still choosing survival. So, in episode 3, We fixed that. Love, we're going to talk about what safety actually feels like in your body. We're going to talk about reparenting in plain language, not therapy speak. And I'm giving you 3 standards so simple you'll never forget them. Remember, you're not here to finish old childhood sentences. You're here to write a new one. Let's keep going. Yes, y'all. So, this is Ayali Kalimayat LOI, repping as the MDMO, the multi-dimensional mouth, right here in your ear, once again, in full support of you in all your positive manifestation endeavors. May we all continue to metaphysically and magically level up always, in all ways, to miraculously manifest forever ever. Now, take all of your loveliness of that beautiful divine self and go to make it so. Ashe, Asheo. And just like that, y'all, I'm out. Until next time, catch you in the next dimension. Eternal Supernal, in love we thrive. Live love, love life. Your higher love doctor, Ayali. You are supernal, heavenly, celestial, divine.